corn was nearly ready. Tall, green, and thick, rows my grandfather had planted long before the HOA even existed. Every summer, I worked the land the same way my family always had. Quietly. Legally. On property that predated every rulebook Karen liked to wave around. Karen was the HOA president. Self-appointed, loud, and permanently offended by anything that didn't fit her idea of key suburban charm. My cornfield, according to her, was an eyesore. Never mind that my land sat outside HOA jurisdiction, a detail she hated more than the corn itself. It already received 3 violation notices. One complained about key agricultural smells. Another about key unauthorized wildlife. The third simply said, remove crops immediately. I ignored them. That's when the smoke started. I was repairing a fence when I smelled it, sharp, bitter, wrong. I turned and saw dark smoke crawling up from the far end of the field. Flames licked through the dry outer rows, moving fast. Too fast. I ran. The yelled noisho 11 while sprinting. By the time I reached the edge, half an acre was already gone. And standing at the gravel road, hands on her hips, was Karen. She didn't look scared. She looked satisfied. I told you this would happen, she said loudly, as if she were addressing a meeting. This is what happens when people ignore HOA safety concerns. Dry crops are a fire hazard. You did this, I said. She smirked. I authorized a controlled burn. For community safety. Fire engines arrived within minutes. The firefighters moved fast, cutting the flames, protecting nearby homes. One of them pulled me aside. Did you start this fire? No, I said, pointing. She did. Karen jumped in immediately. I'm the HOA president. I approved it. He's been non-compliant for months. The firefighter frowned. Ma'am, did you file a burn permit with the county? Karen blinked. Just once. I didn't need to, she said. HOA approval is sufficient. The firefighter didn't argue. He just nodded and stepped away, speaking quietly into his radio. 10 minutes later, another vehicle arrived. Unmarked. White. Official. A man stepped out wearing a jacket with 2 words on the back. Fire Marshal. Karen's confidence evaporated. The Fire Marshal didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. He walked the burn line slowly, taking photos, kneeling to inspect the ground. He asked the firefighters questions Karen couldn't hear. Then he approached us. Who initiated this fire? He asked calmly. Karen straightened up again. As HOA president, I. He held up a hand. I didn't ask about the HOA. She froze. I asked who ignited the fire. Karen glanced around, suddenly aware of the neighbors watching from their driveways. It was a preventative measure. For safety. The fire marshal nodded once. Without a permit, that's arson. Her mouth opened. Closed. Also, he continued, this land is zoned agricultural and registered under a multi-generational use exemption. It's not governed by your HOA. Karen's face went pale. And because this fire threatened residential structures, he added, this is now a criminal investigation. One firefighter stepped forward. We also have body cam footage of her admitting to starting it. Karen's voice cracked. I was just trying to enforce the rules. The fire marshal finally looked directly at her. Ma'am, rules don't override the law. She was escorted back to her house, not in handcuffs, but not free either. A patrol car followed. Over the next week, everything unraveled. The investigation found accelerant traces. Her key-controlled burn key text messages surfaced. Insurance companies got involved, hers and mine. The HOA's legal counsel resigned within days. Turns out Karen had used HOA funds to hire a landscaper to handle the corn problem. The landscaper testified immediately. The HOA board claimed they knew nothing. The county disagreed. Karen was charged with criminal arson, reckless endangerment, and property destruction. She was personally billed for fire response costs. Her insurance dropped her. And the HOA dissolved. At the final meeting, held in the community center she once ruled, neighbors avoid contact with her empty chair. the land reverted to Kandi oversight. My cornfield was officially recognized as protected agricultural property. I replanted that fall. The new crop came in stronger. Greener. Taller. Sometimes I see Karen's house when I'm out there. Curtains always closed. No yard signs. No meetings. No power. Just silence. And rows of corn waving in the wind, untouched, at last.